recording.
Did it. Yeah.
You did it. Mace, listen to me. My topic's been cracking me up a little bit. And it's not actually funny. Don't get your hopes up. But it has just been cracking me up the way that I had to, the research that how I did it and just everything about it is a little stupid to me.
Okay, great. Excellent.
And I can't wait to talk about it with you. Listen, you told me that you picked a rock. What is it? Tell me what it is.
Okay, so you inspired me from yours last week that had the weird name. I don't even remember what it was anymore. What was it? It had a weird name. Hemimorphite. Yeah. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to do exactly that. I'm going to try to pick one with a weird name that I cannot remember, nor can I say. And I did, kind of. And so I'm talking about one today that I've never heard of, and it is called Chrysoprase. And I went with it from the name alone, but I really like it. It's nice.
Chrysoprase?
Chrysoprase. Yeah.
Ooh, wow.
Yeah. Well, yeah. And so I saw the name. I was like, that's it. I picked it name. I was like, that's a wild enough name to secure its spot this week on the Witch Bitch Amateur Hour.
And this is the Witch Bitch Amateur Hour, the podcast about witchcraft. My name is Charlye, and you make me want to walk like a camel.
Oh, baby. That's sweet. You know what? My name is Macy, and I am that salty snack cracker underneath your pointy boot.
Pointy boot. Wow. This is this is a long way around to say everyone should go listen to Camel Walk by, what is it? Who does that? Is it Southern Culture or is that the name of the album?
I sold Southern Culture on the Skids or something like that. I don't remember. I think I don't know, but it's an enigma in its own right.
Just
but
type in Camel Walk.
You don't pop your hips to that surfer riff all the way throughout it, I don't even know what to say.
To that rhythm section that just won't quit.
It does not quit at all.
You know what else doesn't quit?
What?
Our patrons. In the patron shout out.
They never do.
Segment. Not one person has ever quit being a patron. So today's episode is dedicated to our patrons, Janine R, Kevin J.K, and Shayna L.
All right, what are the first three names?
Janine, Kevin, Shayna. I'm breaking out the Hot Girl Summer
okay.
playlist again.
Okay.
I've got Skid Row, aka Downtown, off of Little Shop of Horrors track.
Oh, this is easy. What are the names again?
Janine, Kevin, Shayna.
All right, dude, it kind of Janine, where your life's a mess, you go. What was it?
Kevin.
What was the second one? Kevin.
Yes.
Help me. I don't remember the second one. Help me with these words.
Where your life's a mess, you go downtown. Where depression's just.
Oh, gosh. So what's the last name, Shayna? Where Shayna's just status quo.
Whoa. Down on Kevin J.K. Oh, I don't know about that, but.
Wow. Okay. I'm satisfied with that.
Good. I'm glad. Listen, satisfaction is all we aim for on this podcast.
Yes. B plus or B minus, either one.
D's get degrees, baby.
Yeah, but I think we're a B grade. I think we're above D grade.
Oh, for sure. No, we're definitely your mid-tier student. I'm just saying there is room for failure, should we decide.
Oh, there's always room for failure. You must allow some room for failure. Who goes first?
You do, my guy. Tell me about Christ worship. What's it called?
Christ the Redeemer. Yes.
Yes.
No. Chrysoprase. I struggle with this word because it doesn't seem real. None of these syllables seem like they should go together. The praise is weird to me.
Chrysoprase.
But whatever. So this word comes from the Greek translation, trusos, which means golden, and prason, which means leek. So golden leek.
Was not expecting that.
I know. I mean, either because it's a green stone, but apparently that alludes to the green color of the stone, even though it says golden leek, which makes me think of the golden onion in Twilight, but we're going to move on and not go into that pothole. So it seems a little weird, but there you go. It was like the one thing I saw over and over and over again. That's the origin, golden leek. So, however,
I just imagine, like, I can't get away from like the piss aspect of golden leek.
Well, and that's the thing. It's not a pissy rock, man. It's really nice. It's green primarily.
Okay.
And though the shades of green and the level of transparency may vary, it is very pretty and it is very green. And a lot of like the gemstone varieties, like what is it? Cabochon? Is that how you say that word? I always feel like I say it and that's not the way that you say it. But you know, like the oval little settings.
Cabanata.
They are cabana. They are a delicious apple green color. They look like candy. Like green hard candy.
Jolly Rancher?
Like you just want to eat them. Yeah, like, you know, sometimes, like, I don't know about you, but like sometimes carnelian just looks like you just want to put it in your mouth, you know? Like, I don't know if that...
It looks like it would be a delicious cinnamon candy.
To me, this one is the same way. Like, it looks like it's a hard candy and it looks delicious.
Can you perchance spell this for me and the folks at home who want to Google this?
I can. It is Chrysoprase. Chrysoprase.
Okay, you know how sometimes when you Google something, it'll give you the shop because you buy everything all the time, but it'll give you like shop results. The second one I got is just this like little bug face dude. It's the cutest thing I've ever seen. It's just a chunk of this stone with like an orange stone on top with two big bug black eyes. Hold on, I'm immediately sending this to you.
Yeah, he's a burger.
Oh, he is a burger. All right, go on.
So the apple green, like that's healthy green, you know?
Yes.
It is like typically the highest quality, like your finest quality, especially with no inclusion. So like a lot of your chrysoprase, see, it is so hard. I want to say chrysoprase every time, not praise. Praise is a surprise. A lot of it's weird. Your tumbled stones will have like black inclusions in them. I believe I read that was from iron. I don't remember if that's in here or not. So it'll be like green and black, but like the gem quality is like that green hard candy. Totally. It's just that solid green and it's really, really yummy. And it is called Imperial Chrysoprase when it is that clear, or not clear as in transparent, but like that solid appley green.
Whoa.
You get a range though. As some specimen can be like darker shades of green, you know, like, and that's rare. All I can hear is just turn a darker shade of green. I just hear that over and over looping in my head. But they are
what are the words there? Why can't I for the life of me remember
whiter shade of pale.
Whiter shade of pale. Jesus.
And the dark green seems to be kind of more rare. And the green shade, the green color comes from an inclusion of nickel. So it is nickel that turns the stone green. And it is what makes it this specific type of chalcedony or chalcedony. That's right. This is a variety of chalcedony.
We know that. We know her.
Right? And I like the word, even though I always want to say chalcedony, it's chalcedony, and that's just weird.
Say
but
chalcedony, man. We got one life. It's
chalcedony.
Chalcedonia.
So it is the Chrysoprase is a variety of chalcedony. It is the most valuable, but I also saw second most valuable. So I don't know.
Okay.
Considering family is of the grouping. Chrysoprase is a cryptocrystalline variety of quartz. So what does that mean? It means that the crystals are so small, they're so tight that they can't be seen with the naked eye. They're just real tight. Yeah.
Invisible?
No. But you can't see the structure with
dude, that's crazy.
So tight that you just disappear entirely. Implode.
you take the tightness too far and just fucking
too far.
It just expands. You create a little.
This is why balance is important.
Yeah.
So, a little fun factoid on the green. So, while this stone is sometimes confused with emerald, it is chromium, not nickel, that turns emerald the color that it is. So they're both green, but it's different, I don't know, metals, elements that cause the different greens. So sometimes you might just see the term praise as used.
Okay.
To describe chrysoprase, especially darker ones. Like the dark green is oftentimes just called praise. However, I also saw, just to make it even more fun, praise is also used to refer to green chalcedonies that are made by chlorite. Not nickel. They're not even the same thing. So just a heads up there.
Someone might just refer to it as praise, is what we're saying?
Yes.
So you could.
How do you feel about that?
Unsettled for some reason. Upset. Somebody could just come up out of the ground with a handful of this and be like, "Look what I'm on! It's praise."
Yeah, I don't like it either. Especially since it's Prase. It's like Praz. I don't like.
Who did this? I want to lobby for a renaming.
I don't like it one bit. So anyway, way back when, like before the 14th century, the northern Czech Republic and the southern part of Poland had the most prominent chrysoprase mine before it was completely depleted by the 14th century. Just all gone. And that's because it was in very high demand in the Middle Ages. Long has this stone been used for adornment. After this, of course, the price went up pretty high because it wasn't until the 1700s that chrysoprase became commercially mined, like on purpose mined for a broader scale. And so at that point, it used to be that area that had like the finest or like the most, like that was where it was known to come from. But now, as of today, the finest chrysoprase in the world is from Australia. So it seems Queensland is the most so, and it is also referred sometimes as Australian jade.
Australia is pumping stuff out, man.
Lots of rocks in Australia.
Every episode, it's like the best so-and-so comes from Australia.
Yeah.
Good on you.
I know. Yeah. You might just casually get a python in your house, but at the same time, the best shit in the world also lives here.
You know who does it single-handedly? It's the guy from Self-Sufficient Me. He's the one doing all of himself.
Oh, he is doing all of it all by himself. He's self-sufficient.
Yeah.
I love him so much. Gorgeous. Listen, it's a hard stone. It's a 6.5 to 7 on the Mohs hardness scale and no cleavage. or not really, not much. So it makes it have an excellent, it's good to make shit with. You know, it's good for jewelry. And amulets, beads, carvings, little figurines, all kinds of things have been made from it over time. Like I said, there was a tiny little apple-colored green little carved frog that was real cute. You know, so you've got little figurines there, and they all look like you can put them in your mouth. You could all put them. You can eat all of them, but you can't because you can't. Yeah. It was often used in seals, so it would be carved in to make like seals for houses and families and whatnot.
Yeah,
to
definitely
like
took me
for
a minute
wax
to realize what kind of seal you were talking about.
It was used inside of seals. No,
it
was for wax. But I'm jelly of that because I really want a like crystal wax stamp.
Oh, hell yeah.
Like a lot. That was the Greeks and the Romans did that a lot. And as a historical little tale for you here of chrysoprase in history, there's a tale from Alexander the Third. Okay,
Whoa.
So Alexander the Third was he was the ancient Greek king of Macedonia, and was he was real successful, undefeated, like just military commanding, big deal, right?
Yeah,
and
big dick boy.
Yes. And so a strange story to chrysoprase is in this story somehow, because apparently Alexander the Third was really into this belt that he wore.
Uh-huh.
And so apparently this story came from a Dominican friar named Albertus Magnus, who talks about this belt, also called a girdle, which is even more fun, that was worn by Alexander the Third. So apparently embedded all throughout this fancy battle belt was chrysoprase stones. Like all kinds of chrysoprase all over this belt. And he won every time. Every time he wore this belt, he kicked ass.
Shit, I take it back.
Great battle belt, man. He's kicking ass. He's crushing the competition. He is the king of Greece. He means it.
This is what he's doing.
He is slipping and sliding. And you know what? One day though, after a successful campaign, he had to bathe in the river. Okay. And so he takes off his fancy girdle, his chrysoprase battle girdle, and he goes to bathe in the Euphrates River.
Oh.
And when he's doing that, he's not looking at his belt, you know. And who else? What else comes up but a snake?
Okay. I love this.
They're always so wary. Greeks and Romans are so wary of these damn snakes.
So scared of snakes, dude.
The snake slithers up deliberately to the girdle, bites the stones out, and spits them in the river.
Okay.
So that he can't use this thing anymore. And he never ever he never again won another campaign after the snake came and bit all of the stones out of his fancy fighting belt.
Just say you lost it. You don't have to be that embarrassed, because I'm sure that's like what really happened. And then he gave himself. I'm sorry, I have to readjust after that one. He gave himself the what do athletes call it when you basically like hex yourself and you can't do it anymore?
The yips.
Yeah, he done did it.
Yeah. I think he could have come up with a better story, but there you go. Now I'll admit to you, even though we all just went through that together, I could not find that on any site that was not a crystal site. I could not find it in any historical mentioning. I looked, it was only these copy and pasted over and over and over again. You know how it is. And so, just website by website. So
take it with a grain of salt is what you're saying.
It happened. Maybe it didn't. But there's a story for you.
I'm telling you right goddamn now, it absolutely did not happen. At least not in that way.
Not in that way. I think he probably lost it. Or
he lost it and he saw a snake. And then he just crafted this story. Or perhaps, you know what? I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. He was holding it. He saw a snake. And because, you know, of the times of they were so scared, maybe he went ee and dropped it into the river and it flew away. But he
didn't want to say he got scared. And
he didn't want to say he got scared and dropped it.
Bit all of the. Why do snakes? What? Whatever.
There's too many questions.
So in the Middle Ages, people, this is just another fun factoid I saw one time, but I had to include it because it's too much fun.
Yes.
People used to think that you could become invisible if you put a chrysoprase in your mouth. Just put it in there and you go right invisible.
Charlye type shit, dude.
It is sitting in the coffee shop, just like everyone pretending that they don't know that you're trying to pretend you're invisible. Yes, exactly. So along with that, it was also in the handful of stones that were considered like poison stones that could detect poison. Chrysoprase was in that mix as well. So it got real popular again. It had a big old resurgence in the Victorian period. It was very fashionable in the Victorian period. It was used as in cameos, pearls, cabochons, and even the very famous designer Fabergé apparently would utilize chrysoprase in some of their pieces. Yes, like the egg.
Wow.
Yeah. So it seems like for a very long time, like they were like in excavations in Egypt, you know, like the jewelry and adornments and different figurines. There's a lot of uses of chrysoprase. Like it is all over the place that it has been used to adorn. It seems that people just like it and think that it's pretty. So,
well, it is pretty.
It is very pretty. Metaphysical uses. It's a green stone. With the green stone, you get the heart. But this is a stone that aids in seeing the beauty in things and seeing from the heart instead of the head. Oh. Sometimes, like, we can let our judgments or, like, the stories that we create set the scene before we even arrive. And chrysoprase, like, perhaps can aid in clearing those stories out so that we can see from the heart instead, from a place that's a little bit clearer. And chrysoprase is like, it's very vibrant, whether it's like an apple green, even the paler shades or like the darker shades. It's just very deep. It's a punch of color. And it's a reminder of just beauty. And it is beautiful in itself. And it is one that is a reminder of seeing the beauty within many things, including yourself. And it's a stone of love, but not necessarily focused on getting love, but seeing love in what you already have. Loving the vessel that you're in or loving the people around you that perhaps get taken for granted in the hustle and bustle for life. You know, it just kind of happens. And we have a lot of power when it comes to creating our own reality. And much of that comes from perspective and attitude. The prospecting mind, like those who are naturally prospecting, is it
prospectors
of like spirit, like constantly seeking the next thing. Okay, like so the prospecting personality, kind of not actually panning for gold in the mountains.
Got it.
But people who are naturally prospect, like they're always looking for the next thing. That can sometimes breed a state of dissatisfaction because there is always the draw for something better, something else, something bigger. And allowing ourselves to be content doesn't mean that we're deciding to settle, even though there's nothing wrong with settling if we're ready, but it can seem like that sometimes, and Chrysoprase can remind that we can shine forward with all of this love and appreciation for ourselves and what we're doing and everybody walking around with us. And we don't have to just charge forward all the time. We can actually stop and enjoy where we are and be happy with what we have and who we're with even if just for a moment. I'm pretty guilty sometimes with allowing myself to actually sit in the sun and enjoy everything that I've accomplished. Cause I'll just be well, if I do that, then you stop forever. And you don't, it's dumb. But it's you just got, you just got to keep doing shit. And that's not true really at all. And it is important to enjoy. Enjoyment's a wonderful gift that we can give ourselves, and allowing ourselves to enjoy the things around us, and things that we've been able to accomplish and provide for ourselves. These are little wins, and they are part of living life instead of just pushing through it. Chrysoprase is very tied to fairness and truth and stripping judgments away to see things as they are instead of what we expect or want them to be. Again, a lot of disappointments result from the stories or the wants that we create for ourselves. And Chrysoprase it's a very earthy stone. It's got this rich green, it's very lush in color, and it gives kind of this idea of thriving nature, this pulse of spring, but it's still grounding because it's this earthy stone. And I like that because I feel with a lot of stones, you can ground from a lot of different crystals, but you get a little different spice in each one depending on what you're using. A grounding experience with obsidian is going to be different from tiger's eye, which is going to be different from chrysoprase. They all have a different edge to them depending on the stone that's used.
You ground with sodalite, just
poor man's lapis.
Denim's poor cousin. What is it?
Denim, denim something. Denim rock.
Denim redneck cousin.
So with this green hue of nature, there is also the implication of growth and abundance. It is lush, it's very bright, almost it's reminiscent of it's kind of happening right now, that almost too bright green of spring. It's the young green, and it's very bright and very vibrant before it settles into the deeper green of summer. The couple of the 1 or 2 weeks you get where it seems every day you kind of go, did somebody turn up the satch too high today? Is this a mistake? Yes. Yeah. Right. Yes. And, that's just kind of the color energy that is coming from it. And it is a great stone to use for abundance work, whether it be for money drawing, for a project or something that you're looking to get off the ground, or maybe if it's garden time here, maybe you want to charge your seeds and place a chrysoprase on top of all of your seed packets and charge them up, or grid your garden. You can do so many things with crystals, and just to kind of use them as their physical selves like that. I like to just place them on shit. It's very practical, and it's just it is charge up. Just sit under there for a minute. Yeah. It'll work.
Just sit together. Marinate.
Yeah, get to know each other.
Really takes the hard work out of your hands, man, when you just kind of let it be look, you're generating this energy. You do it.
You've got this. You've got this right now.
What am I going to add to this experience, man?
Yes, you are literally of the earth. What I've got nothing. Make
God
these seeds
knows how old.
Grow better.
Yeah.
Chrysoprase has long been tied to Venus and can be utilized in spells or offerings or workings with Venus. It is a stone of beauty and love, but also respect. They're seeing the beauty that is already there instead of hunting for the beauty that we would rather see instead. And this makes it nice for inner child work because it allows us to look back and heal with compassion and understanding. Again, not applying our own judgments and opinions towards ourselves to cloud the truth, and broken hearts too fall under this stone and can be soothed, as it is soothing in nature, in focusing on what is good, what is right and beautiful right now, not what only is lost or now, gone from your grasp. And also with the balancing of, the judgment that it has, it can provide maybe a clear lens to look through in times of processing, like a broken heart, and might help you be a little easier on yourself when it comes to blame, or maybe the other end of the spectrum. Maybe it will help lead to some unbiased reflection that might create a space of like, I might have some work to do, just part of the healing process of analyzing what went down, but not doing it in a way that's just beating yourself up.
Yeah.
All the time. It is a stone
Which can be easy to do.
Oh, so easy. So easy, And it can also go to the other end of the spectrum too, to where it's like, I didn't do anything wrong at all. I didn't do anything. That was, and so it's like that having that fairness, that kind of balancing of the scales can just be useful, in processing and what you can learn, from the experience. And this fair kind of energy, it makes it very tied to the zodiac sign of Libra. Chrysoprase, the Earth is a Libra. Everybody knows it.
And just in case you needed a reminder, man.
Chrysoprase can maybe allow us to see the wonder of the world and allow ourselves to believe in the magic around us, magic from us and the world, see the beauty in it all, but it's also of the earth, and it can help ground us down. We can have one foot in the functional world and one foot in the spirit world. And oftentimes it's what we have to do every day as modern
ride the
witches.
hedge, brother.
That's what you're doing. And this is a good one for that, because it does have that grounding nature, but it's also lively and whimsical and just full of magic and wonder of the earth. And I just feel like it's really good for riding the hedge. And however, maybe Chrysoprase can remind us that even the mundane things, even when we have our foot in the material world, we can find the wonder and the beauty in it as well, if we view the world from the heart. So that's Chrysoprase.
Beautiful. Closer to the heart.
Closer to the heart. I can't sing as high up as Geddy Lee can.
You can't reach the heights of Geddy Lee. There are a few who can. Oh man, the element that I liked about this stone that I enjoyed quite a bit was this, like, oftentimes there's a big focus on things we don't have, or like the lack thereof, or something like that. Yeah. And I like that this stone is sort of not necessarily about that, or like what you can do about that, or focused on that so much.
Yeah, it's not about manifesting as much as growing from what is already around you.
Right. Which is nice. And I think that that's good to kind of remember, because I know that I have gotten just sort of energetically burned out from, like, manifestation, whether it be trying to constantly manifest, or just almost that, like, focusing on the negative. Even if it's not negative, but if it's just like every spell you're doing is like, okay, I don't have this, let me try to manifest this, or here's something I want, and it's just this constant state of need, that can burn you out, dude.
Yeah, it can.
I want to talk to you about Halite. Halite.
Okay. Halite.
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 All right. Halite. Don't be so salty. So, Halite, a.k.a. Macy, rock salt, common salt, mineral salt, natural salt, and salt.
Have you not talked about this before? I feel like you've talked about a lot of salts.
Here. Way back when, and I wish I actually, hold on, did I keep the episode number? Shit, I didn't. We did an episode, and I titled my segment, Witch's Salt. And this was back in the first, probably somewhere in the first 50 episodes that we did, somewhere in there. And I spoke about pretty exclusively black salt. And we've kind of joked before that, like, oh, we talked about black salt before we even talk about salt. But we haven't.
But then I thought you did talk about salt eventually.
I don't know, man. I don't know, maybe.
Okay.
I don't know, maybe. But this is not like a salt episode or a salt segment. This is about salt when it is in its sort of stone, putting that in quotes, form.
Sure.
Yeah, so we talked about black salt before we even talked about regular salt. So there's actually not going to be just a whole shit ton of metaphys, because if you want to get like the metaphys of salt, please, you know what? I actually should look at the episode so I can refer you guys. So give me one moment. So the majority of the specific metaphysical information about just salt, or witch's salt, or black salt, that's in episode 48, and it is the what is it, Matt's daughter and witch's salt.
Oh, Malin. Yeah, I remember.
Malin.
Oh, yeah, that's a wild one. Wow.
Which you should just give a listen to anyway if you haven't heard it in a while, or if you've never heard it. It's a fun time. But I want to talk to you about it.
I think that's the one where the kids said the dad was fucking the cow. Or the chicken.
I hope so.
I don't remember. I think it was the cow.
Were there not 2 different episodes of dads fucking the cow and or chicken?
I don't know. There might have been. I know that one was
was the same dad.
Yeah. Motif. Common motif.
So the stone, I will refer to it as a stone, even though it is sort of the formation of rock salt as it is found, as it is mined. It is the natural form of sodium chloride, and I didn't know that when I looked this up, because I was just sort of looking at stones, and at first I saw pink halite, and I was like, oh, okay, pink halite. And I wrote some things down about it, and then I was like, well, what about just halite? Let's kind of start at the beginning. And I went, and I was actually like a little bit into this before I realized it's just salt. But in color, it is typically, most likely in color, it's white, as we know salt to be, kind of colorless. It can veer towards other colors, such as gray, kind of like that dirty snow color we talked about. Then we know pink, like Himalayan salts. And then there's other, apparently like light blue, which sounds pretty. I've never heard of that. Orange and red, which it just all depends on the other mineral inclusions in the salt. And now I'm sure these aren't all going to be safe to ingest, so if you have like a chunk of like a rock salt and it's got like blue in it, don't just like grind it up and put it on your steak or something, because I'm not really sure what that is, but just depending on different inclusions, it can be different colors. However, we are most familiar with it in white, obviously, like rock salt or table salt, and then pink for our Himalayan salt lamps, which are to be a authentic Himalayan salt lamp is going to be mined in the salt mines of Pakistan. So, halite is hard for me to say because it's Halite. So I'm not sure if it's halite or halite. But it is from the Greek word for salt. So pretty on the nose. And that is because salt has been around forever. We have used it forever. We've used it for curing foods, salting and tasting or flavoring, tasting of foods. You know what I'm trying to say. And it occurs basically everywhere in the world. It happens within rocks, like where the pressure and the evaporation of the seawater leaves the salt behind. There's entire stretches underground where it's just like salt caves. And there are places in the world where, and I don't know land and stuff, so I don't know about tectonic plate. I'm not a dentist. I don't know these things, but like the pressure shoves the land together and then it just like shoves the salt up out. So you'll have these big, what they call salt domes, and they just look like little hills of just salt. And they're so cool looking. And they kind of look like spiky almost. They just look really metal. But it's just salt. There are salt glaciers, which I did not know, in the world. And the largest salt mine produces 7 million tons of salt a year. 7 million tons of salt a year.
That's a lot.
How do we have that much salt in the world?
I guess we've got a lot of salt.
I don't understand how things can just keep coming out of the ground. Anyway.
I don't know. I try not to think about it because it makes me get very worried.
Brother, I'm so scared. Anyway, I guess nothing ever really goes away. Like maybe the salt just goes back in the ocean like water does. I don't know. Anyway, so these typically form as cubes, even though the salt rocks are like kind of chunks. They're just like usually these almost egg-shaped chunks that you get. That is from a process of mining and just sort of, I want to say almost carelessly just sort of ripping chunks of salt out and trying to get more chunks of salt for the salt lamps out of like perhaps one big cube. But naturally growing, they are these like kind of satisfying cube shapes. And they can have like, I don't know how to say it, growths. There are some kinds that have like these shardy growths that come off of them. That's how we get
the second time in a row I feel
shardy.
Like you've said shardy, and I'm just supposed to have been able to just deal with it.
Yeah, no, she's here to stay. Shardy is a part of my vernacular, and it's a part of yours too now. Congrats. And this is directly from minerals.net. And it's just a very cool, level-headed thing. But this was in their distinguishing similar minerals section, where sometimes minerals can be confused for other things. So they give you the tools that you need to help distinguish them from other minerals. They say the strong, salty taste combined with its crystal formations will distinguish halite from all other minerals.
Wow.
Which was
okay.
So funny to me. It's just like, it's salt, you moron. Lick it.
It tastes like salt. What do you need?
Yeah. And of course, if you have a good chunk of halite, maybe you weren't aware that it was salt and you're just like, hey, there's this thing. Don't fucking water cleanse this, okay? It should be...
Yeah.
Now that you know it's salt, it should be self-explanatory, but it will dissolve on you. So let's stick to smoke cleansing. But then again, there are some out there who say that your salt does not need to be cleansed because it is a self-cleansing thing, kind of like a selenite or a satin spar kind of gig. I personally like the idea of wrapping it in perhaps a black cloth or the smoke cleanse, you know, something like that. Just for shits and giggles. I don't want to not cleanse something and then just kind of trust that it's clean. You know, I want to know that I did something, even if I'm just sort of pissing in the wind. So salt, as we talked about, old as shit, been around forever, extremely important to us and to our history. Not only is it obviously good for food, for tasting, for deliciousness.
Yeah, we need it though as a nutrient.
We need it in our bodies. Exactly. We need to, and still, like, you'll find iodinized salt? You need that. And
well, I don't know if you need the iodine in it, but you do need sodium.
I don't know. There's something about iodinized salt. I'm not a doctor, guys, but yeah, you do need salt. And I know that there's a specific kind of salt that... hold on. I should have actually found this because I knew I was going to be talking about it. But there's a certain kind of salt that you can get that's like without XYZ, or there's no XYZ in it, but that like you can't subsist on just or survive on just by itself. Like you need the whole inclusion of salt. But too much will absolutely kill you. So it's a balance thing. But through history, we've used salt. Salt has been a really good preserver of foods.
Yeah.
Salt pork, they would salt fish. You know, it's helps to dry out meat. It helps to keep bacteria from forming, keeping the food fresher for longer. And it was extremely important that people be able to have food and preserve it in a way that shit just didn't go rotten super quick, because shit goes rotten so fast. And by the way, have you ever just had salt pork?
Yeah,
you ever just make up some salt pork? It is so, I'm assuming, bad for you, but it is delicious.
I love a cured meat.
Oh,
I do.
God,
I really do. Yeah,
yeah,
I love it.
It's really good. Anyway, salt was actually used as payment and as barter. It was so important. So it's also with these things that we've seen in the past where people would use, obviously, spices. I don't know if we're counting salt as a spice here, but they would use salt as, you could go and get, a massage for a pound of salt, or like,
okay.
Yeah, or whatever it is that you want to be having. Hold on. My shit's a little out of order. Oh, okay, yeah. And a lot of us have heard that we get the word salary from salt, from Old Latin, because people would be paid, sometimes in a pinch, and sometimes just that's what you're paid in salt, to then go and use as barter, or to use in the trade routes, or something like that. So it's been kind of a form of currency also. In the Bible, we have lots of references to salt. We've got the salt pillars and
Lot's wife.
We've got Judges 9:45. He killed the people in it, pulled the wall down, and sowed the site with salt. So sowing one's ground with salt was like an insult to injury kind of thing. Because if you if you salt the earth, as it were, things will not grow. It reminds me of the Simpsons episode where Homer has to make a float for a parade, and he just takes the flowers out of Ned's garden, and Ned kind of pops his head over the fence, and he's like, "Hi, I couldn't help but notice you picked all of my flowers." And Homer's like, "Yep, I gotta make a float. Can't make a float without flowers," because he is such an asshole. And then Ned Flanders just goes, "What is it?" He's like, "Yeah, but did you really have to salt the earth so nothing would ever grow again?" And that loops in my head all the time. As just like a absolute insult to injury, kind of like, fuck you, fuck your earth.
Yeah.
Let's see, And I don't know why I stuck this in here. I guess I just saw it somewhere, but like, you can also fill shotgun shells with rock salt.
You can. Yeah. You totally can do that.
And I know you can, but I don't know why. Is this like a tutorial, or don't go do that. Not on my account. Anyway.
Yeah, it makes me think of who did that song originally? I'd load up my shotgun with rock salt and nails. Tyler Childers did it. Anyway, that's what I think of anytime I hear rock salt. I think of that song.
Rock salt. I just think of ice cream, because like you need if you've ever made homemade ice cream, you mix the salt in with the ice to lower the temperature to freeze your ice cream. And I always would did you ever just snack on rock salt as a kid?
No. I would put it on ice with lemon juice.
Oh, see, I would just take like 2 of these little nugs, and they're like what, raisin sized if you get like a box of rock salt. I would just take like 2 little nugs and just pop them in my mouth and just suck on them little dudes. So anyway, mundane uses for salt. We need it, as I said, for our bodies. However, animals also need it. Think of salt licks for what I know cattle need salt lick. But is it all is it like all mammals need a salt lick, or like all farm animals need a salt lick? I'm sorry, I'm not a farmer. I'm not really sure. I know cattle do for sure, because they have to have the salt in their bodies. So again, this goes way, way back to you could not take care of your body without salt. You could not take care of your animals, therefore not having food for yourself, your village, your children. We cannot live without salt, dude. And we also, to this day, come up with all kinds of little creative shits to do. So if you are trying to kill everything in a patch, say there's a little patch that's just rotten with weeds, you can make a little salt and water solution to pour there and to kill everything. Now, you're not going to probably be able to just immediately plant shit there again. But I don't know, what would you do that for? What would you just kill all the weeds for? And then just have a patch of dirt? I don't care, dude. Do whatever you want. But we use it for cleaning as well. This is one of my favorite things to use salt for, is to clean out your nasty old cast iron. And I know that if you're listening to this podcast, you probably use cast iron at least some point in some way, magical or mundane. And cast iron can get gross. It can get so gross. So using sort of your coarse salt or kosher salt, just like a chunkier salt, you can use that as a nice abrasive. Yeah, I love the sound it makes, and just kind of quack, 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 quack. And as we did talk about in that episode that we have already done on black salt, you can make your own witch's salt this way. If you clean out, now I'm not talking about if there's inclusions of food in it, but if you're cleaning your already food-free cast iron, and you know how it turns black when you do that because you're taking off iron from the pan and perhaps maybe rust, whatever you got going on with your pan, don't just chunk that salt when you're done with it. You can keep it as your witch's salt. It's got protection. It has the iron in it, which can help also be wildly protective. And you can use it in all kinds of things, protection spells. You can also use it in a little bit of a offensive kind of way, should that be your thing. And so that's I actually went back and listened to that old episode because I wanted to kind of take notes from the past and see if there's anything I could throw in here for the metaphys. And besides casting circles, this is just salt in general. Casting circles, it represents earth. Also, so does this stone. If you have it in stone form, represents earth. So you can put it on your altar to be given as gifts to earth-loving deity, or perhaps maybe you yourself just enjoy representing the elements. God, why am my brain? Your brain never just be dumb, never think of words.
All the
good.
Time.
Empty head. You can also use salt for protection, purity, and grounding. So also can you use the stone in that way. And one thing that I forgot about that I relearned in listening to that episode is there's an old saying that salt does what you tell it to. So it's sort of there to be your workhorse, and it can really mean almost anything that you want it to mean, with this great added protection aura. Now, this stone in itself, not necessarily salt, but this stone is associated with the astrological sign Cancer, and it is aligned to different chakras depending on what color it is. So if it's pink salt, or perhaps your Himalayan salt lamp, it can be tied to the heart. If it is your white halite stone, you can use that for crown, or kind of just sub it in for any part. It represents Earth. We already talked about that. And the planet it is tied to is Saturn. You can give this as offerings to most deities, most gods, most spirit will take salt as kind of a nice little thank you. We'll give you a nice little head nod for it. And as one of the first things I learned with salt, you can place it in the corners of your home, north, south, east, west, or the four corners of your room. You can put a little bit on your doorways or your windowsills to help. When I first started, I was putting salt down in front of my doors and windows and using it for protection, but I didn't really know protection against what? I was just like, protection is good, you know? But now being a little bit more, experienced, I guess. I use salt in protection specifically from anything that is intending to do harm. So salt is a good option for me because you've heard me say it 100 times. Sometimes these things come along and they say, I protect you against ghosts. I like my ghosts. I don't want to keep my ghosts away. You know, so salt is a good stand-in to purify anything that is, there to be a little nasty, but it'll let in things that, you know, I can see maybe some people want to protect themselves from, you know, if you're not into working with spirits, if you are perhaps afraid or you're not ready to delve into that side of yourself or your craft yet, or never want to, you know, then you can reach out to other things. But if you're wanting to kind of let the ghosts through, an open door policy for things that are good, but might not be of this plane, salt is a good option for you.
Okay.
And you as a daily practice for you witches, for salt, something you should do every single day for good health and good strength of the soul. Is to make sure to use a healthy pinch of salt when you get your daily intake of beautiful review footage.
Okay.
Did I do better?
All right. Yeah, you actually got me pretty good with that one because your jaunty or like kind of jangly delivery threw me off. But you did. Yeah, you got me. I was not aware.
All right. Yeah, I thought if I didn't put any space between my topic and review footage, it might do a little bit better.
It did. It worked.
This one is from Hair and Makeup ML, and they've entitled this, Where is My Taint? And they start the review by saying, with my taint on the ground and my head in the clouds.
Nice.
I've been listening to this gem of a pod, and they say can't wait for that merch. So I guess we have said that in the past.
I know I for sure have commented that at someone on Instagram before.
I feel like the taint on the ground is, but I love the where is my taint? Can't wait for that merch. I have been listening to this gem of a podcast for 2 solid years. Man, that's been a theme recently, 2 years. And I am just now leaving a review. I know, terrible, but no, not terrible, dude. But I adore Charlye and Macy. I love the history they share on so many great and interesting topics. And I applaud Macy on her pronunciation of words in Macy, now I might need your pronunciation here. Nahutli?
Now what?
Nahuatl.
Now what?
Okay. All right. Can you take out the parts that make me sound like a dumbass right there?
It does not sound how it looks.
Yeah, I was, and I'm, okay. They say, I am Mexican-American, and I appreciate the acknowledgement of America's true history and inclusion. These two are always on the same wavelength and know exactly what the other what the other is about to say or sing. And their silliness reminds me so much of the connection I have with my sisters. It warms my heart, gives me the silly fix from Tucson, Arizona. I thank you. Thank you. Tucson, Arizona. So there that is. Wow.
There that is. Wow. Then I guess all we've got to talk about is our fucking tour.
We've got a tour coming out, a tour for you in the Northeast. Please open your fucking goddamn ears right now.
Y'all, if you're around in the surrounding areas, you know, if you're nearby, listen, us Texas people, we drive hours and hours for nothing. So if you're in the surrounding area, come on out. There's shows in Philly. There's a show in Nyack, New York. There's a show in Baltimore, just outside of Baltimore. So give them a look. They're themed. Each show has a theme because we're really having some fun here with the show planning. So y'all give those dates a look. The link is in the show notes. Come on out and get you some, you know what? Get you some live entertainment.
You know what? Be a Texan. Drive for a long time and then get you some live entertainment.
Get you some live entertainment.
Not only are these shows, they're, limited seating available, right? But they are intimate little shows. So I am very excited to just sort of hang out with handfuls of you guys at a time and to do all the silly little things on stage that we're going to do where we essentially ask y'all to yell things at us from the crowd. So.
Oh my, there's antics. We've got ideas. We're going to have fun. We're going there's going to be a lot of laughs.
You might say it's downright silly. So check it out.
Downright silly.
Downright silly on the honk tonky hoochie coochie. Isn't that how that song goes?
Wow.
Yeah.
No, but I know the song.
Go to AntHowDoesPurpose.com/tour. Link is in the whatever down below. And you know what else is in the whatever down below is our Facebook at Witch Amateur Hour. We have an Instagram where you can go and look at this, the most emo picture you've ever seen in your life of Macy. From how old were you when you took that picture?
I was either a junior or a senior in high school.
And I want to tell you a little tidbit about this. And Macy, cut this out if you don't want this shared, because I'm just going to say it. This photo is from when Macy was in a scene band. So check that out. Instagram at Witch Bitch Amateur Hour. We have a Twitter. Is Twitter a thing? Twitter's got to still is. How's the Twitter drama? I haven't checked in a long time.
I don't think it's going very well.
Or is it over? Is it still bad?
I don't know. I don't think it's over. I think it's just an ongoing misery.
Huh. We got a Twitter at Bitch Hour. Macy, tell them where they can send their emails, their comments, their questions, their inquiries for advertisement, and also their emo pictures for when we go on tour. And if they are comfortable, we can use these pictures on a big slideshow and show off everybody's emo pictures.
You can send all of that to WBAHPODCAST period, also known as dot
No.
at the one with the A around it with the circle, GMAIL
God damn it.
.com.
When you need to give a presentation that's 2 minutes long.
Really drag it out. Yeah.
W as in water buffalo. Check out our Patreon. Patreon.com/wbahpodcast. And so there you go. Thank you for joining us on the Witch Bitch Amateur Hour. Goodbye.
Goodbye. That's it. That's all there is this week. Until next week, that's all you get until we give you more next week.
Turn off the radio now. Turn it off. Go to bed.
Click.
I know everyone's gathered around like old-timey style around their radio machine eating dry biscuits. But
hardtack.
It's time to go to bed.
Yeah. Good night, everybody.